A long time ago, in the 19th century, there was a man who made people laugh. His name was Peyton Reed, and he was one of the best comedians of his time. But he wasn't just any comedian. He was a storyteller, a poet, and a musician too, and he could do all of these things while juggling 12 axes over his head. Yes, you heard that right. 12 axes. He lived in a time when people would travel from town to town, performing for the amusement of the masses. It was an era when the only way to get famous was to have a talent so unique that people would pay to watch you, and Reed had just that. There are many tales about him, but one of the most popular ones goes like this. One day, Reed was performing in a small town, and as usual, he had the crowd rolling on the floor with his jokes and stories. But then something unexpected happened. A group of men approached his stage, interrupting his performance. They were angry because they didn't like what he was saying. They felt that he was mocking them and their way of life, and they weren't going to stand for it. Reed was a smart man, though, and he knew how to handle himself. He had seen this kind of thing happen before. So while the men were approaching him, he kept his cool. When they finally reached him, he asked them, "What do you want?" And one of the men said, "We want you to leave town. You're not welcome here anymore." Reed replied, "Why should I leave? I haven't done anything wrong." The man said, "You've insulted us, and we don't want you to insult us anymore." Reed said, "I'm sorry, but if you don't like my jokes, you can always leave." The man got angry and said, "We're going to throw you out of town." And that's when Reed did something that shocked everyone. He took off his coat and said, "Well, that sounds like a fight." Then he picked up a chair and started swinging it around like a madman. The men were taken aback by his sudden outburst, and they didn't know what to do. Reed was a big man with a lot of strength, and he was also very agile. He dodged their attacks and hit them back with the chair until they were all lying on the ground, groaning in pain. Then he walked away without a single scratch on him. The crowd went wild with excitement and cheered him on. From that day forward, no one ever tried to stop Peyton Reed from telling his stories again. But what made Reed so special? What was it about his comedy that people loved so much? Well, it was probably because he wasn't afraid to speak his mind. He wasn't afraid to tackle controversial topics or make fun of authority. He was also very talented at what he did. He could tell a story like no other, and his timing was impeccable. But most importantly, he was genuine. He wasn't trying to be someone he wasn't. He was just being himself, and people could see that. They could see that he was a man who was unafraid to live life on his own terms. A man who wasn't afraid to speak his mind, even if it meant getting into a fight. So the next time you're feeling a little too safe in your own life, remember Peyton Reed, the man who fought off an angry mob with just a chair and his wits. Remember that it's okay to speak your mind, even if it makes people uncomfortable. Remember that it's okay to be different, even if it means standing up for yourself. Remember that it's okay to be yourself, even if no one else understands you. because in the end, that's what matters the most. Here are some of our favorite quotes from Peyton Reed to inspire you to be your authentic self. I never met an ugly woman in my life, but I've seen a good many pretty ones since. Asterisk, when a man is tired of being good, he has only two courses open to him, to get better or to get drunk. Asterisk, don't be fooled by the outward appearance of things. The world is full of deception. Asterisk, it's not the things we do that we regret, but the things we don't do. If you want to be happy, there's no other way to do it.